We're going to talk about the four areas of your business. We're going to talk about SEAM, which is your traffic awareness, marketing. Talk about serve. This is your how you add value, lead generation. We're talking about sales, automated selling, one-to-one selling, group selling, one-to-many selling. And then we're talking about support as well. So those are the four pillars of your business. And I'm going to share this value ladder as an example. And I'm going to use my example. I'm going to use Tony's example. I'm going to use Russell's example as well on where things lie and how I entered their world, how people enter my world and things like that, and Phyllis's world, and using this as a model. Okay. So I remember walking across the stage, winning my 2 Comma Club Award, right, during the Funnel Hacking Live ceremony in 2021. This is after I've done over $1.2 million in sales for the first time when I launched my online business. But after I picked up the award, I walked off stage and I'm taking the 4 steps down, feeling I just had this like emptiness inside. Why? Because I wasn't in love with that business. I wasn't in love with what I was doing. I was in love with my ideal clients. I was not in love with my deliverables. I was not in love with like why I was doing it. It was just another business that had just generated me income, revenue. You think that's crazy. Like only 5% of all businesses in the world actually hit $1 million. Only 1 out of 20. And you did that, right? And as I share that, you might think, oh my God, I wished I would be running a business that generated 100K months consistently. And that's what I was doing. And that's why I won that award. So we did almost $1.3 million. Now, why am I sharing that with you? Because I believe that income is important, but what's really vital is the impact and impact in yourself and others. And I just felt like I was not impacting people's lives or my own. I looked at my schedule, most time was full. I had my deliverables was one-on-one. We were managing client projects. We were building funnels and helping them automate their business and all that stuff. We did a lot of work on those. It was done to use service. Oh, I sold. I didn't like as well. My sales then was not one-to-many. It was all one-to-one. So people would book a call with me and then I would go in and ask them about their business. That would make them an offer, my schedule was always full. I was so busy all the time. And quite honestly, people came to me, they were already at the stage of their business where they were looking for sales funnels. So I felt like I was not adding as much value as I wanted to. I didn't serve as much as I wanted to. And I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, how can I change this? How can I change my business so that I could wake up like really enjoying what I do? And then in terms of seeing marketing, I really didn't market. Business just came naturally because I was part of several communities that people were looking to sell online, looking to create and market and sell their offers. So a lot of people already wanted sales funnels. So I was just in the community. I was already in proximity of what people wanted. So it was not a business that really challenged you. Not in a bad way. You don't need to have things that challenge you that way, but it wasn't as impactful as I wanted. That's really why I walked off stage feeling empty. And that's why today I want to share with you how to really build a business that you really love. How do you lay out the foundation of loving your dream business? And it's around those 4 pillars, which is seed, serve, sell, and support. So let's really start at the very top of your funnel, which is food. If you look at this value ladder, this is your lead attraction. This is where, like in a relationship with my beautiful wife, Phyllis, 21 years ago, this is summer of your 21st year together, I wanted to be in a relationship, a serious relationship. And if I was an introvert, I didn't grow. I was always like, me and her would not be together. The lead attraction was about you going out and getting seen. And this is where I call it the hello stage, right? Going out and saying a lot of hellos. That's what it is. When I entered Tony Robbins' world, even though I had read his Unlimited Power, I watched some of his videos, I wasn't into Tony. He was just one of the leaders at my time when I was coming up. He was just one of the leaders within my awareness, but I never like really dove into his world. I followed more like Dr. John Maxwell. I followed like Stephen Covey. So I was more in their in about their books. I went to their seminars, things like that. In Tony's world, how he entered my world, how me and him came to the hello stage was I saw him speak. I saw him speak at a real estate conference. He was actually about a keynote speaker. 3 hours, he was slated to speak. And obviously, classic Tony, he went almost 6 hours. But Anyway, that's where I saw him speak. So seeing is about getting discovered. I want to make sure that, like, I use the example of a movie, a trailer, like a movie experience. A trailer isn't designed to sell the movie. A trailer is designed to get people to discover you. And we talked about these 6 sources of traffic mastery, which is organic content is one of them. Think of it this way. Organic content, whatever you're choosing for on the platforms like Instagram or Facebook, or you want to do podcasting or YouTube, think of you wanting to be in a relationship and you live in this town, let's say old town, small town, mid town, and even a big town. If you wanted to be in a relationship, but you always stayed home, you're likely the percentage of you getting into a relationship is very small, really low. But if you were always out and about, you had a gym membership, you were always going out to eat, you were driving around town in your car, and all of a sudden you might run into a girl one day and she might say some words like, "Oh yeah, I've seen you around." You ever seen that movie? In movies, sometimes a girl and a guy meet and the guy always says, "Oh yeah, I've seen you around." Or the girl says, "Oh yeah, I've seen you around." That's organic content. People need to see you around in order to even consider be interested in potentially getting into a relationship with you, getting to know you more. They got to be able to see you around. That's what organic content is. The second source is we talk about outreach traffic, which is going where your ideal clients are at. So if you were looking for, say you're a guy looking for an amazing girl and you want a girl that's good, or a girl that has strong value, strong, let's say Christian values, for example. Outreach traffic is like that. Where would you go and find such a girl? You go to church, or you would go to places where Christians hang out. You wouldn't go to a bar. Does that make sense? Outreach traffic is like that. You wouldn't go to a nightclub. You won't go to places where a Christian girl would not be at. That makes sense? Outreach traffic is the same role. So you would go where you know that your ideal clients are hanging out. Third, we talked about opportunity traffic, which is JVing, being with people, creating your affiliate programs where people can send traffic your way, or you can JV with people. I was on a call last night with Fred and Jackie, one of our inner circle members with Russell. We're going to be JVing on their AI software. Their AI software it does large language model search engine optimization, because if you are using traditional search engine that has been used for the last 20 years, you're outdated, right? And large language model SEO is basically not even just a search engine. It's really more of a recommendation engine. We have AI tools, AI software out there that you feed the bees, you're going to be recommended. Okay. So that's a JD. That's partnering with people who have an audience, who have a great service, great product that you can complement. So that is what we call opportunity traffic. And then there's outbound traffic. Outbound traffic is where you pay for traffic. And we're not just talking about Facebook ads. We're not just talking about YouTube ads or Google ads or LinkedIn ads. We're not just talking about advertising in general. Paid traffic could be, outbound traffic could be you paying to be part of a community. For example, 90%, over 90% of her traffic comes from the Tony Robbins community. Why? Because she's joined, we became past Platinum Partners in 2019. We look at that investment into Platinum Partner as just like a marketing investment, as if we're running ads. Because we went there, we have a great offer. We have a community that needs something like that. And we go there and we just knock it out of the park. We over deliver. We're massively adding value to the community. We create raving fan clients. Traffic naturally comes from that source, right? So that is outbound traffic. And then there's owned traffic, which is your own traffic. This is where you generate leads. We talk about leads are the option for your business. This way you nurture the lead. This way continues to build relationships, you add value. Your content are constantly in contact with them, inviting them to things just like our challenge next week. If you guys are not registered yet, I highly recommend doing that. In over 5 days, we're going to walk you through how to really build your team life and then build your team life and love your dream big and leverage you. So constant contact, that's own traffic. And then there's obviously optimized traffic, which is being searched, ranking high in search engines, as well as recommended by search engines and AI. So those are the 6 traffic sources. So the bottom of your value ladder at the beginning stages on the top of your funnel is obviously seen. You've got to get seen. And then the second is serve. How do you add value? And if you really look at one of the things that I heard Tony say at Business Mastery, I'm like, oh, it makes so much sense. in life, we are equal as souls, but we're not equal in the marketplace. Those in the marketplace, those who add the most value wins. And in the marketplace, it's not the value that you are, it's a value that you add, right? It's not the value that you are, it's a value that you add. So this is lead generation. This is where you have to generate lead every single day. You have to build your list. This is the know you stage. This is the relationship with my wife, Phyllis, when I was aware that she was like cute after working with her for 6 months. She did this something. I'm like, oh, she's cute. I didn't walk up to her and ask her to marry me. I was interested in this girl. Wow, she's cute. I'm interested. But I'm not going to walk up to her and say, we're going to have 2 kids. I got to get a chance to get to know her. I asked her on the first date. So this is your lead magnet. This is your lead generation that you create. Our book, just do this. A part of the book will be a lead magnet. And I'm always going to keep as a digital version for people to have. And I'm always going to drive traffic to it. And then in terms of traffic, let me share something with you before we also share the lead magnet part a little bit deeper. But if you're thinking about running ads, if you're thinking about even organic content, what I would highly recommend is you have 2 versions all the time content. You have the long form content version, which gets people to consume and spend time with you. And the more they consume, the more they convert. And then have a shorter content, which is a short form that is impactful. It's not too long. It's also meaningful, direct, and as a call to action. So let me give you an example of that, and then we'll dive it back into this. So this is a talk that I did at Inner Circle. We're using this as my long form content on YouTube. We uploaded it our YouTube channel. It also is, I'm going to use it also as an awareness. I'm not playing like in the first few minutes of it, but I'm going to show you why we're using this long form content, which is 30 some minutes long, as an awareness. And I'll walk you through why in a little bit. Okay? Watch this. This 10 and a half months, we have been home a total of 17 days. So we have a home in Dallas. It's really just an address. We have been to 9 countries, 17 states, 33 cities, 17 live in-person events, masterminds, 5 virtual events, have invested over almost $700,000 in coaching and masterminds, and while surpassing $10 million back in May. So before we get started, I just really wanted to thank this amazing peer group. We wouldn't have done it without you guys. We took a little bit from everybody, who you guys are, what you guys do, how you guys do it, and really implement it, be the best student possible. But what I want to share with you, our give today is, I want to walk through like this lifestyle is by choice. We chose to live this way. And I want to take you guys back to the moment in time when we made the decision to live this way and how we did that. Is that okay? Yeah? Okay. If you are ready for freedom, say I am. If you want to achieve freedom, say I do, I do.
I do, I do.
So real talk though, our life didn't start this way. 2018 was the worst year of our life. After building our business for 13 years, working hard, I made some really aggressive decisions and I lost $5 million. Tough year. Going into 2019, there was an event that was going to be happening in Los Angeles called UPW. All right. So I share that. So if you really look at just within the first couple of minutes of that talk, I hooked them in. There's a hook right away. Said this year alone, less than 11 months, we have only been home 17 days, traveled 9 countries, 17 states, 33 cities. I invested $700,000 in ourselves and all hitting $10 million. That hooks people in because I want the type of audience that wants that type of a lifestyle. Does this make sense? Right away. And then I went into getting the audience engaged. The audience engaged to say, if you're ready to live this type of life, which is I call freedom, say I'm in. Yes. And if you want to achieve it, say I do. So now the audience is engaged. And then I went into right away an emotional connection where I shared, I'm going to take you back on the choice, the decision you make to live this way and how we did it. Is that okay? But then I went right away to emotion and say, but our life did not start this way. I went right into the catalyst. If you watch that more, It's the thing that happened to me that shook me to my core, that got me to take action, that got me to leave my ordinary world. Does this make sense? I would invite you guys to study, religiously study Joseph Campbell's work with the hero's journey. And if you're thinking about, and if you're wanting to speak, like what Shanita, you talked about just a little while ago, if you are thinking about speaking, I would highly recommend diving into Joseph Campbell's work because all the best speeches are really just sharing your hero's journey. And if you really think about the hero's journey, you can speak to all 12 of those points if you want to, right, on the hero's journey, or you could just condense it into three of those points. Because if you really think about the hero's journey, there is the departure. The departure is essentially something that happened to you that caused you to leave your ordinary world, leave comfortability, right? That's all it is. I call it the departure is the pain. Something happened, the pain. Okay. And then the second part is the initiation. The initiation is the path, which is what did you do? Where did you go? Who did you go spend time with? What decisions were you starting to make? What stories were you telling yourself? What actions were you taking? That's the path. That's initiation. And then the third part is the return, which is your purpose. This has now become my purpose. My pain was losing $5 million. My path is going off and finding out a way to make that money back, shifting my business online, go spending time with Tony Robbins, Russell Brunson, people like Myron Golden, and all these other peer group that can help me make my money back. And this time, build a business that also made impact. And then my return is the return with the elixir, the return with the solution, which is then become my purpose to help others do the same. Does that make sense? So when you talk about the hero's journey, really think about it. You got the 12 steps, or you could talk your signature talk, your keynote could be just around the three areas, which is the departure, the initiation, and the return. Okay. So this long form content, it's 34 minutes long. We're running as an awareness campaign because what we're trying to do, everyone should be doing, not trying, I should get the word out, should be doing is you have to build an audience. And if you're going to spend money and spend time on creating content, you have to get people to watch something or read something from you that gets them to stay with you, to stick. That's how you build an audience. So that example, that long form content, we're going to use to run Facebook ads, and we're going to use to run it as an awareness campaign. So you want to write that down as an awareness campaign. The objective of the campaign is not to generate leads. It's not to sell. It's to get people to discover who I am, right? Who me and Phyllis are. Why are we doing this? Why are we on this stage speaking? Why are we sharing with our audience? Just to discover it. And the best way to do that, why you choose that as campaign objective, is because you want that audience to watch you to the point where they're like, I'm going to continue watching this person. And what you do, especially if you're going to use it for Facebook, you're telling Facebook algorithm to say, hey, that's my audience. That's my audience. And we're going to now create retargeting ads that will invite them into the call to action. So the awareness is not designed to invite them. It's designed for them just to watch. And then I'm going to go back to Facebook and say, if I want you to tell me the people who watch this video, over 75% of the video, I want to retarget them with this video. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a short form content video that will invite them into our world to take action. And the people that are only going to see this video will be the people who watch that long form over 75% of the video. Does this make sense? So now that if Rebecca was one of those people who watched our inner circle talk and watched that video for more than 75% of the video, then I'm going to retarget them with this video. So the awareness campaign is long form, and you want to play that on something like Facebook, for example, or YouTube. And then you're installing pixels onto that video, and you're going to come back later and say, hey, I created this ad or this video like this one. It's shorter, but I only want these people to watch this video. People who have watched 75% more of that long form video, I know that they watched it because the only reason why they're watching because they're telling me that they're interested in content like this. Does this make sense? So then Facebook will say, okay, cool. You want this short form in front of only them? Yes, I only want it in front of them. Anybody who just clicked on the video, I don't want them to watch it. Anybody who needs to watch the video to 25%, I don't want them to watch. 50%, I don't want. Anybody who watched that long form video 75% more of the time, I want to retarget them with a video like this. Okay, so I'm gonna just play half of it since I have really more than a minute. So
Remind me.
that is an example of a retargeting ad. So it hits for me, it hits all the emotional touch points that I want. I talked about change to a schedule, right? Create time freedom. I talk about location, stuck in an office or in an office, yeah, and create location freedom. I'm speaking to them about the money they're making versus the abundance that they can create, doubting their beliefs or doubting their abilities, trusting their gifts. So I'm touching on all the points that I want. And anybody who's watched that inner circle, that long form content for more than 75%, I want ads like this to be in front of them, or I want content like this to be in front of them that invokes emotion and gives them a call to action. So that video, the call to action of that is to come get our book as an example. Just making sense? The strategy behind this? Yes? Okay. And then in terms of your lead generation, we have so the next step is after they watch the long form, after watching the short form, or you're going to join communities to be in proximity with your ideal clients. And the next step is get them to know you. And for me, there's going to be several lead generation magnets that I'm going to have out there. Like our book is one of them. VSLs, I shared with you guys one of the methods that myself, Russell Brunson, and actually several other inner circle members that we just had a conversation yesterday about sharing how we're all going to agorify our business. Agora is one of the largest, they're billion-dollar corporation. And all they do is sell newsletters. They just sell newsletter subscription. And the way they agorify their business is because they create content, long form, blogs, newsletters, things like that, and then get you a taste of it. And then they sell you into a subscription. That's what they do. So for me, lead generation on specific targets, the market, specific topics, and then bringing them in to giving them an opportunity to opt in so that I can build a list. That's what the lead generation is. Then the third step is your lead conversion. This is where I shared like your VSLs come in. This is where your teasers come in. This is where teaser to sell the ticket. So perhaps several VSLs on several different topics, and then bringing people behind the scenes, getting to know who you are, just like a teaser to a movie, getting to know who the characters are, what the movie's about, how it was filmed, taking them people behind the scenes, bringing people behind the scenes of you, your journey, your life, your path, your pain, what got me out of the ordinary world, why I made it my mission, my personal calling to my purpose in life to ensure that a wealthy family comes to me, why that is, right? I share my story of how I migrated here, the decision my mom made, why I made it my personal calling to help other people do the same, build wealth for them and their family, why I made it my passion to give more to life than I take. All of those things, all behind the scenes stuff. That's your VSLs. That's your trailer. Now, in terms of lead conversion, you can choose. This is where you can still create free stuff if you want. Like Richmond, my friend Richmond, he ran a live masterclass, and he's got that masterclass inside of a software, and it's running. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. It's a 3-hour masterclass. You can watch there. It's running 24 hours, 7 days a week. So you can choose to keep your lead conversion. It's free, or you can turn it into a low ticket if you want to. You can sell it. I can easily record a masterclass and I decide to give it away for free, or I can decide to sell it for $7, $27, whatever that is, as well, because it's value. So it's your choice. But the goal of your DSL, the goal of your teaser is decide to sell your movie ticket. So for us, the next step is your client acquisition. So when Russell, for example, he runs an event called Selling Online. It's a $100 ticket. Meyer runs an event called Make More Offers. It's a $97 ticket. That's a low ticket. And if you look at the first 3 steps for Myron as an example, lead attraction, lead generation, lead conversion, he doesn't have lead magnets he can come get. He doesn't do any of that stuff. No VSL. Why? Because his VSL is actually his YouTube channel. He's decided to leverage YouTube to put everything all in one place. You discover him in one place. You consume him all in one place. You become a follower on one place, right? We get you to see him, know him, like him, all in one place. And then when you get to the point where you want him, like when I made my move to give my wife a kiss after our second date, when I leaned in, that's my low ticket, right? To her, same thing there. And if you don't want him, cool. But if you want him, right? In Russell Meyer's case, if you're going to get in front of him, he's going to charge you for that. You're not just going to come get in the room with them and for free, because we know that those who pay attention. Same thing with Russell. Always been a free guy for a long time. Most of his career has been free webinars, free masterclasses, free this and this. But he also understands that those who pay attention, especially where the marketplace is at. That's why for me as your coach, I'm like, avoid, get away, stay away from giving away stuff for free. If you're going to give away stuff for free, then automate it. But when they get in a room with you, charge for it. So with us, we're doing our Dream Life, Dream Business Challenge. We're launching our very first challenge, which is next week. We're inviting our existing clients only to that. And we're doing it for free because they're already existing clients. They've already bought from us. They've already purchased from us. We're running it just to run our first challenge. We're not marketing it. We're not selling tickets to it. We're not doing anything to it. But come January, February, when we could run our challenges, then we are going to the marketplace and we are going to sell it. When people come in the room with me and Phyllis, we want them to pay. Otherwise, we don't want them in the room. Okay. And then your mid ticket or your high ticket, this is where your client ascension 1 is, right? Up your value ladder. Like for me, Tony Robbins, for example, I saw him speak at that event. His mid ticket offers to buy a ticket to UPW, and I bought a ticket to UPW. Russell's mid ticket offer, as an example, is buy the ticket to Funnel Hacking Live. Okay. And then for both of them, when I went to Funnel Hacking Live, when I went to UPW, I bought their high ticket. Tony sold Master University. I was on the fence between, I wanted to be a plat at that time already after UPW, but I knew that I was not in a position to. I just lost $5 million. I was not in the right state to move up to plat, even though I know that it should be plat, but I decided to at least make the move or make a decision to buy Master University. I bought their high ticket. Same thing with Russell. I got me in first with a mid ticket, which is a ticket to Funnel Hacking Live. And after spending 4 days at Funnel Hacking Live, then I repurchased the 2-comma coaching program for $25,000. It's Client Ascension 1. Okay? And then the next is your Client Ascension 2. This is where, just like in a relationship, after trust is established, after me and Phyllis have been together for 3 years, almost 3.5 years, I asked her to marry me. Same thing. Russell, after I joined this 2-comma coaching program, after I won the first 2-comma Cup award, and then when my 2-comma coaching program was ending, he made an offer. He made an offer to ascend up to his premium value offer, which is Inner Circle. Yeah, that was 4 years ago, we've been in Inner Circle for 4 years. Same thing with Tony. after Master University, after going to UPW, after going to Business Master, I go to David Destiny. Then Tony made an offer for me at David Destiny to become a plat, and I joined Platinum Partnership then. So that's your premium value offer. And then this is your client retention offer, which is for me and Phyllis, after being with each other for 10 years. I said, look, we've been together 10 years, married for 7 of those. I want to build life with you. We should have children, buy our house, start building our life. And she said, yeah, that's your retention offer. This is where you create offers that your client can renew with you. So this model, this value ladder gets you seen, serve, adding value, and sell. And this is designing your sales process. And then the most important part in all of this, the last part is support. How do you make sure that as you're building out your low ticket, your mid ticket, your high ticket, your premium value offers, that you don't kill yourself in the process, or you don't wake up one day resenting your clients and really aiding your business? Make sure that you design your fulfillment, your deliverables, supporting your clients to get the result. Make sure it also aligns with your life. So you'll see, you guys will see next year, we're going to be doing events. We're going to be quite a bit of events. So we'll be selling events where our deliverables is not just selling our 12-month coaching program. We're going to also mix in a little bit of automation, selling courses, self-paced stuff that people can watch. We're also going to be selling events like 3-day boot camps where people can come in, and our deliverables is just coming in, delivering massive value, teaching training for 3 days, and then leave, send people away, and no coaching, no calls, no support other than just immersive events. And I'm done. I sold the ticket, they bought a ticket, they came, I delivered massive value, they go do their thing, and I'm done. You don't have to hop on calls every week, things like that. And then we're gonna also continue to do these type of offers as well, where people can hop on calls, join mastermind, et cetera, et cetera. But all of those are designed within our offers to deliver what we want to deliver, which is helping our clients get results and achieve transformation. But it also aligns with how I want to live life. It's not going to take away from the lifestyle that I want to live. Okay. So as you guys build out your value ladder, that's what you're building it for. Building it so that you can design how you're going to get seen, how you're going to serve, how you're going to sell, and most importantly, how you're going to support your ideal clients to achieve results transformation aligned with your lifestyle.